どうも、アジです。今回もデッドリープリモニション2やっていきます。ふと立ち寄ったニューオリンズの町ル・カレでリース・クラークソン殺害事件に首を突っ込んだ FBI 捜査官ヨーク・モーガン。彼は今いるホテルを拠点にこの事件の解決に乗り出します。そんな中、この部屋の扉をノックする音があったんですが、それは誰なんでしょうということなんだけど、ちょっと周りから見ていこうと思います。で、洗面台、ひげを剃る。はい、シャキン。ちょっと綺麗になった音がしましたね。他は何もないかな。あ、はい、シ
Due
ャ
to
ワー
the
を浴び
nature
る。
of our work, we've had to stay at hotels all over America. But Zach, do you know what I hate most about living out of a hotel? Shower pressure. The shower was invented so that human beings could quickly bathe in large quantities of water, correct? Yet there are far too many hotels in our nation that have showers with embarrassingly weak water pressure. It's an outrage. And I'll keep tooting my horn about this every chance I get, believe you me.
はい、もう何かっちゃこのこだわりの多い洋服ですけどね、シャワーにもこだわりがあったようです。しかし素早いな。そしてこちらはクローゼットですね。両方
I'm
とも
very
出ちゃってる
satisfied
ぞ。
with the decorations and the size of this closet, Zach. And it's even got a security box. What else could a man ask for? It's proof that we're still safely inside the fringes of modern civilization.
ギリギリなんだ。はい、クローゼットでは衣装の変更やクリーニングを行うことができます。衣装は長時間同じものを着用していると汚れていきます。定期的に汚れた衣装をクリーニングし清潔に保ちましょう。クリーニングに出した衣装は時間が経つまで着ることはできないので注意しましょう。なるほど。前作、レッドシーズプロファイルでも服を長いこと着てるととんでもないことが起こったりしてましたんでね、この辺も清潔に保っていきましょう。で、でもこれでいいや。いいです。で、こちらはカバン、ツールボックス。ツールボックスではアイテムを預けたり取り出したりすることができます。プレイヤーが一度に持ち運べるアイテムの最大数は決まっています。ツールボックスは配置されている場所でしかアイテムの出し入れは行えないため、状況に応じて慎重にアイテムを選びましょう。ですね。で、ゴム弾とかなってますね。殺傷能力があるわけではないけど、ちょっと鎮圧、ミスターアリゲーターで消失する弾とかになってますね。まあいいか。今はちょっとこのままでいきます。じゃあ、はい、誰ですか？
Hey there, chef. What's cooking?
Chef, what are you talking about, sir? I'm the concierge, David. I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to explain. Lucare means square in French.
Ah. And
That's it.
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand once you see it. Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality. Just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say. The job makes the man.
はい、同じデイビッド・ジャワラですけれども、前回現れたシェフではなく、今回はコンシェルジュとしての彼ですね。 はい。で、新しいクエストを受注となっております。あ、
Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him. Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me. No one these days ever tries to see me.
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
Don't be a fool. You know the answer. As for me, just call me Hoongan.
Hoongan. The title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Do you comprehend the oracle?
The Oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Fell 10 maidens in the shrine of hunger. Find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Follow the oracle.
Zach, did you hear all that? Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
はい、運がなる人物ですね。で、そこ、おっと、いろいろ上がってますけれども、まずは地図を見てくださいっていうことです。で、10人の乙女。これはちょっと前も言ったように途中までやってるんで、ちょっと分かってはいるんですけれども、見ていきましょう。
Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
Hi. むしろ適当だからっていう表現も面
Zach,
白
what
い
did
で
you
すよ
think
ね。
of Hoongan's oracle?
はい。
Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside.
はい、オラクル
Now
の
let's
ゼクト
start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now, where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right?
はい。で、
The answer
10
is
人の乙
bowling.
女
The。shape of the bowling pin was based on the feminine form. The 10 maidens are the 10 pins. But a place where someone can both eat and bowl at the same time. I'm skeptical as to whether we'll be able to find such a place in a backwoods town like this.
はい、まさにこのレストランアレクサスにはボーリングのピンのイラストというか写真が描かれております。じゃあこちら。
Alexis's Diner and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it.
オラクルの場所を指し
Now
示
for
せ
the。other oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure first.
あ、ごめんなさい。
Let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is usually treated as a base number. But under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous?
はい、基
The
準が
answer
変
is
わる。
temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous 0 than that.
どこだった
The
っけな
question is, does our 0 refer to Celsius or Fahrenheit? Let's think for a moment. We're in Louisiana. Which measurement system do we use here in America?
結構ここに関してはヨークがベラベラっと言ってくれちゃうんでね、助かりますよね。で、クラクソンフードデリバリー社、ここではなかろうか。
The Clarkson Food Delivery Services Cold Storage Warehouse. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you?
なんならヨーク自身が分かってたっていう感じもしますよね。はい、ガイド講師。
And how about that Hoongan? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying to smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Don't tell me. You're the
At your
bellboy.
service, boss.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams deep south, actually. No, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
はい、ここではベルボーイのデビットが現れましたね。で、氷点下など新しいクエストを2つ受注することとなりました。で、ちょっと待って、あの人たちなんか話してますね。あ、ってベルボーイか。あ、今話してないぞ。
Hiya, boss. How can I be of service?
はい、ちょっと話す。デビット、ここはなかなかいいホテルだ。ありがとうございます。それが当館の自慢でやんす。なるほど、納得だ。自慢といえば1階のトイレの装飾はもうご覧に。1階のトイレ、あれはあっしの仕事でやんす。まだならぜひともご覧ください。 それからあとはシャワーの水圧も自慢の一つでございます。というと、ここは南部でございます。皆様たくさん汗をおかきになるもんで、ですからシャワーの水圧は高めに設定してあるんでございます。それは楽しみだ。今夜にでも試してみるよ。さっき試したね。はい、ヨークの好みにぴったり合ってるということですね。でどこがトイレなんだ。トイレあるでやんすか、ないでやんす。じゃあいい、ちょっと裏手に向かいましょう。走るは何キーだったかなこれ。走れない。ごめんいきなり拳を振ってしまった。よし、ちょっと裏に回りましょう。裏にはドアなかったよね、多分。
Compared to non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease. You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right? I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
はい、ちょっと生きがい的ですね。で、事件の捜査を行うならまず行動することです。基本操作を覚えて捜査を円滑に進めましょう。で、走るありましたね。で、しゃがむ、回避、銃構え時、カメラ移動を近接格闘、さっき殴ったレッドルームを開く。わかりました。はい。で、こちら4メートル先でパトリシアという謎の少女だけど、これは冒頭の、ザックが、アイリとかに聞かれてる時に、出た名前でもありますね。で、呼ぶ。
Hey there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Huh? Well, all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our town's a small one. Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town. Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? D.C., L.A., or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you. Now, I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you'd... Hey! I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all. Anywho, round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you, and since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
The Lise Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead, then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'ma give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon. Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out. But, I'm not too sure that, going down there at this point is really gonna help much, you know?
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic. Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during certain hours, so you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it? Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to stay out of her way. Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
はい、あっさり操作権を手に入れることができました。そんな中、ここから移動となるわけだけど、チュートリアル、スケボーの基本操作、ルカレでの主要な移動方法はスケボーになります。スケボーの乗り降り X で B 加速 A 減速、わかりました。じゃあ行きましょう。でちょっとなんか緊張してしまったわ。ちょっといろんな建物、せっかくオープンワールド、
Hey, you!
乗ってましたのに。何で
You
す
ain't
か？
secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you? Or using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you? You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free. But I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. I can't leave her alone like this. You feel the same way, don't you?
はい。で、インジケーターはプレイヤーの行きたい場所の方向と距離を簡易的に示してくれます。アイコンは下記になります。メインクエストがびっくりマークで、カスタムマーカーがチェックですね。カスタムマーカー？はい、カスタムで自分がつけたものになりますね。で、ちょっといろいろ寄っていきたいんだけど。
Melvin called you a strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for, at least. It's nice that he made up his own nickname for me and all, but it sounds kind of weird. I wish he'd call me something normal, like just Patricia or Patty, you know?
Patty? Now that name's got a ring to it. I like it. How about Zach and I call you Patty from here on out?
Do whatever you like. Weirdo. You're heading to the warehouse, right? You gonna go straight there?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to talk to Zach.
はい。で、ちょっとスケボーに夢中になっててあんまし聞いてなかった部分もあるんだけど、建物、ランドマーク的なものはたくさんあるんですけれども、なんか通り過ぎたんだか遠くなってしまいましたね。おかしいな。まあいいか、普通に目指していこう。行くべき道はどっちみちこっちですからね。これ蹴れば蹴るほど速くなるのかな。まあ後にファストトラベルもアンロックされることであろうし。おっと、ちょっとびっくり出てますね。これは自動販売機。あ、
Hey,
話がで
Zach,
き
it
るぞ。
looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news.
はい、で、上に置いてるあれら、クラクソンフードデリバリー車、なんだかんだ言ってたどり着くことができました。お待たせ。スケボーで。ほい。
Mr. York, that was mighty quick. The special agent does it again. You sure don't waste any time.
寄り道を失敗したんだけどね。
I bet my CLG's got a lot to learn from you. By the way, Mr. York, looks to me like you aren't packing anything.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before I happened to stop by here.
Well, shoot, that won't do. Here, I got something I think you'll like. I call him Mr. Alligator. Badass, ain't he? It's a tranquilizer gun for the gators.
はい。護身用の鎮圧銃でゴム弾のみを装填できる殺傷力はないミスターアリゲーターを手に入れた。弾は持ってるんだけどね。で、
And here's a radio. With this, you won't have to worry about any expensive roaming fees.
はい。無線機を手に入れた。メルビンから渡された無線機、いざという時に役に立つかもしれない。
Might take you a while to get used to them, but you'll get it. Try letting them rip a few times. Ain't no need to hold back out here.
はい、射撃ですね。もうちょっと私がコントローラーで一番好きじゃないところだな。メルビンから護身用の鎮圧銃ミスターアリゲーターを入手したで、新しいクエストを受注となりました。ミスターアリゲーターは非殺傷のゴム弾を装填した銃です。ゴム弾はショップなどで購入できます。弾切れには気をつけましょう。銃を構えるが左トリガーで、右のスティックで照準を合わせて右トリガーで射撃する。で B でリロード。 B だな。なるほど。で試せという話なんで、これ殺傷力がないとは思えないですけどね。死ぬと思うんだけど、死ぬ人は死ぬと思うんだけど。
Now this is an intriguing weapon. For a tranquilizer gun, it really packs a punch. But I'm afraid I'll decline. After all, this town is peaceful,
ワニ
isn't
がい
it?
るんですよ。
Well, sure it's peaceful. At least the humans are. But the animals? Are a different story. Remember what I named it? There are some real mean-ass gators out there in the swamps. And every now and then, they wander into town. One of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a long time ago, but still. One chomp's all it takes. They swallow down every last bit of you. Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in his coffin. The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we humans are. So now, those suckers just attack on sight. Man-eating crocodiles will feast tonight. In Blood Swamp!
何行まで行くんかなこれ。ほっといたらどんどん行数増えていきますね。
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack folks. I never heard about no kid getting swallowed by a gator.
Actually, Patricia, you're wrong.
I'm what?
Alligators do attack people, and it could happen in any town.
Huh?
Alligator, 1980, directed by Louis Teague. It takes place in the Midwest, I believe. A teenage girl's pet alligator gets flushed down the toilet. Then, in the sewer, it feeds on the corpses of dogs that were used as test subjects for an experimental growth formula. After growing over 30 feet, it finally starts to go after humans. It's an extremely edifying movie. Back when I first saw it, I had a pet hamster.
Hey, Agent York. What's your first order of business? You're in charge now, remember?
Well said, Patricia. I nearly lost sight of my true goal. Melvin, I couldn't help but notice the name on the side of that truck. This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah. I reckon I better start from there. I'm gonna tell it to you straight right from the beginning, Mr. York. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the Clarksons. The victim's father, Danny Clarkson, is the one who manages the whole place. Okay, but why did he choose to store her body in his own warehouse, right? Well, that's 'cause there ain't no other place to store it. Our town has a clinic inside a church, but no morgue. Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard right outside of town. But not this time. We got a murder on our hands this time. we need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it stored, right? So we had no choice but to rent out a corner of this warehouse.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to store the victim's body in a facility that her family owns.
Anywho, this is where the real story begins. Truth is, a few days before you got here, Lisa's body went missing.
Missing?
Yeah, all of a sudden, poof.
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
I most certainly did not. I locked the whole place up and made sure no one could get inside. No one stole the original key, and I couldn't find any fingerprints at the scene.
So, in other words, this is a locked room mystery.
The body of a beautiful young girl walks at Hey! All right, CLG. Reckon I should have told you about this earlier when you first said you wanted to come here. It just didn't seem like the time or place as I remember. Anywho, how about we call it a day and head back to my office? You can go through all the files there.
No, thank you. This is what I came to investigate.
But Lisa's body isn't here anymore. You sure?
That doesn't bother me one bit, Melvin. You see, I met a skeletal gentleman on my way here, and he was kind enough to give me an oracle.
はい、ということで死体が安置されていた場所ではあるものの、ここには今は死体が忽然と消えてしまったようです。ということで次回からここの、まずは捜査を進めていきたいんだけれども、あったよかったよかった、ここはセーブできますね。じゃあ、ここからはパトリシア、話せる。
By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Is this an interrogation?
Oh, no. I just figured that since we're working together now, it'd be a good idea to learn a little more about you.
Should an adult male like you really be asking a little girl this kind of question? Feel like I heard a story about this sort of thing on the news once.
There's a time and a place for everything. You know exactly who I am. And I've also introduced myself to your father. Besides, you're the one who said you wanted to come with me.
I was just kidding, jeez. You're an FBI special agent. Why would I ever need to worry?
You shouldn't automatically trust someone just because they're an FBI special agent. One's profession and one's personality are completely separate things. For example, one special agent may fall spiritually in love with a genius criminal who enjoys the taste of human flesh.
That's Hannibal. You pulled that straight out of a movie.
Just because it's a film doesn't mean it isn't deeply rooted in reality. You can't judge people solely based on where they work or how they look. You need to think hard and decide things for yourself.
Fine.
おー、なかなかなんか。
So allow me to ask you this.
何
How do you feel about me?
そんな
I
こ
don't
と初
know.
め聞いてなか
I
ったじゃ
only
ん。
just met you.
Exactly. Now it sounds like you're thinking. You should never feel the need to force an answer out or pretend like you know something you don't. Zach, she's a good kid, isn't she? Honest and straightforward.
Oh, wait, there's one thing I can say.
Oh. What?
When you talk to yourself like that, it really creeps me out. Did you start doing that after you became an adult? Or have you just always done it? Either way, you should stop doing it. It's really weird and, makes me wince whenever I hear it.
Zach, did you hear that? No need to worry. Neither of us are weird, I can assure you of that. She's probably just having trouble finding the right word to describe us. No, I think I'll stop there. Wouldn't want her to think we're getting desperate.
Like I said, it's really creeping me out.
はい、いやユニークですね。楽しいわ。これはちょいちょい1パートに1回はパトリシアと話していきたいなと思います。はい、ということで事件にまだ着手できていない状態ではあるものの、捜査権を手に入れたことによりここからいろいろと調べていけそうです。そしてこの2人いいコンビになりそうですね。ということで今回はここまでご視聴ありがとうございました。